All right. Welcome to the Charlie Morgan Challenge. That's what I'm going to be calling this series, inspired by Charlie Morgan, particularly by this video, Fix Your Life, Full Guide to Discipline and Self-Control. This is what I need. I've been in the real estate niche. That's like my business or whatever you want to call it. Um, since like 2024. It's been my main focus, and honestly, I haven't been getting the results that I've wanted to. And that, to be honest with you, that is pretty much just me. It's just me not putting in the work. I started in 2024. I bought a rental property. Long story short, I didn't know exactly what I was getting into. Not a horrible investment, but I could have done a lot better on this property. So, throughout the last year or so, pretty much throughout 2025, I've been working as a home inspector. My goal with being a home inspector is kind of just to understand the actual physical part of the home, the physical part of what I'm investing in. Of course, there's a lot more to real estate investing than just the building itself. The location matters. You need to understand that. You need to understand sales. You need to understand property management. But right now, I'm really trying to take kind of a long-term approach to real estate investing. I want to understand the ins and the outs before I get my real estate license and jump into flipping properties, buying more investment properties. I already have two investment properties, and I am looking to build that up. But right now, I'm really focused on the education. So that brings us to this year. So 2025, last year, I was working all year as a home inspector. I've learned a lot, but I haven't really been making the progress that I want to make. That's why we're essentially implementing the discipline and self-control. So what I'm going to be doing this year is I've got, a handful of goals. So the first one's going to be to finish my course to become an actual licensed home inspector, get my reviews to 20%. So that means if I do, 10 inspections, I need to get 5-star reviews on at least 2 of them. I'd like to get my mold license. I'd like to get a scope of work and a plan for my rental property that I have here. Essentially, just a scope of work means a plan for how to renovate the property. If market conditions are right, I will consider selling this property and buying another one. Basically, using that money in a 1031 exchange to buy another property. So I would like to get a scope of work for this property because I think there's some renovations that can be made. It's a 70s home. It's a little bit older, a little bit out of date. I think there's some minor cosmetic renovations that I could do that I would get a return on investment for. So I'd like to get that figured out. I want to be ready if I do want to sell this property. I want to be ready to do that. Number 5, I want to get my upgrade rate to 10%. So at my job as an inspector, we can also sell upgrades, which gets us like an extra $50 or $60 or something. I want to get my rate to 10%. So yeah, I want to get back in the gym, consistently go 4 days a week, eat well, train hard, and really get consistent in the gym. This will come a little bit later. I really want to just finish the course. This is my main goal right now. And then the final goal, attain unrelenting discipline, as described by Charlie Morgan. I've got some optional goals too. These are some things I'd like to do, but I don't need to get done. This year will be okay if I don't get these done. I would like to invest $2,500 per month into a variety of assets, mostly just the stock market, some precious metals and crypto. I'm taking over the landscaping for my property this year. So on the last lease, it was the tenant's responsibility. I'm making it my responsibility now. I really want the landscaping to look great. It's got a nice backyard. It's got a pool. I can definitely make it look nice. I just got to put in the work and do it. I would also like to get my home and my car in perfect condition. I'm just living in like a rental kind of condo right now, but it's definitely nicer than my old one. A little bit of an upgrade. So I want to get this really and just make it my home. I want to make my car. It's got some body damage, some things like that. I'd like to get that fixed. But these are more optional goals. But these 7 I have to do this year. absolutely have to do. So I've got things broken down a little bit. These are the Q1 goals of 2026. So you can see finish course. I want to get that done as soon as possible this year. If I can get that done as soon as possible this year, get my review percentage to 20%, that's going to be great. If I can do that, that'll make my boss happy, my work happy, so that'll keep me employed. I can keep learning as a home inspector, and I'll be able to do regular just resale home inspections, so that'll teach me a lot about homes, because right now I'm primarily just inspecting new construction, and I'm doing some engineering jobs. I won't talk too much about that, but basically for me to become the best real estate investor that I can be, I'd like to know a lot about the homes, and I think the best way to do that is just inspecting a shit ton of them. So that's what I plan on doing this year, getting my reviews to 20%. That'll also help me for my business in the future, because of course reviews are important nowadays. So for my business, if I'm able to get a lot of reviews for the business that I'm working for, hopefully I can apply that to my own business. If I can also invest $2,500 a month throughout January, February, and March, that would be great. This is the slow season for my job, so that's why this is a little more optional. If I could do the landscaping, that would be incredible, but the main thing is I just want to get this course finished. So what I'm going to be doing this year is every Friday, this is the first Friday of the year, so on the 9th, I'll be updating you, because I actually have my quarterly goals broken down into the week goals. So this is my first goal. On the 9th, I'll hopefully have all of these completed, and then, I can kind of talk about it in the next update. But starting with the main goal, I want to get 65%, get to 65% in Module 1. I'm at about 15% right now. That's horrible. I've had this course for over a year, and I've made so little progress that it is pathetic. So we need to make progress. We need to change that. I want to get 2 5-star reviews this week. Shouldn't be too hard to do, and just have to do a great job. Ask for it, maybe insist a little bit. I can do that, no problem. These are some other additional goals just for my life. I've been on vacation for 2 weeks. So according to Charlie Morgan's battery theory, I should be very recharged, which is good. So that's why I think it's time to get disciplined and get to it. But some of the other things I need to do is unpack from my trip, clean my house and car, get them to a point where everything's organized, clean my computer, clean my phone, get everything organized again. I need to figure out internet, because I'm in a different apartment now. Got to get a haircut. Just some other, that's a rental property that I have in Oregon. I did an inspection of it during my vacation. I want to get that report finished, go over that with my mom, because we own the property together. I'd like to organize my car, vacuum it. I need to figure out renter's insurance. I need to go shopping. And as far as some of the Charlie Morgan things, we're starting with going to bed consistently, going to bed before 11 p.m. every night. No smoking this week. Some optional goals. There's some other things that I'd like to do. If I don't get these done, not the end of the world. So that's what the this year is going to be looking like. Over the course of the year, I'd like to basically implement this video into my life, become ultra disciplined, and really just go for it this year. Get everything done. Get all of my licensing finished. Just become the best inspector I can be this year. And I think by doing that, by becoming an incredible inspector, that's going to set me up to maybe go into a few other roles in the company, maybe work in the call center for a little bit. But I think if I can become an incredible inspector, I think it's going to be very achievable for me to start my own home inspection business. And having a home inspection business, as well as having my real estate license and being able to represent buyers and sellers, I think that will be some things that I can do to have some revenue, have some money coming in while I'm investing in properties, because of course real estate investing is very capital intensive. You typically need a lot of money to invest in real estate. There are some ways where I can find deals where I might not need to put very much money in, and I can essentially almost like flip them, but instead of selling them, I can just refinance it and keep the property. So there's ways that I can scale the business without having a ton of capital, but for the most part, I'm going to need a lot of capital, so it's going to be important to have some sources of revenue. And I think being a home inspector, being able to do home inspections, as well as having my real estate license, I think if I can become an excellent home inspector as well as an excellent listing agent as a real estate agent, I think it's going to make me, I think those skills are going to bring a lot to the table for me as a real estate investor. Because my plan is, what I can do is, let's say I find someone who they are behind on their property taxes. I can actually go to their house. I'll be a professional talking to them. I'm not just some random investor. I'm an actual licensed real estate agent and home inspector. So what I can do is I can perform a free home inspection for them. I can give them an offer. I can give them a cash offer, so I can get a hard money lender. Essentially people who lend money on properties that are maybe distressed, or maybe properties that a bank wouldn't traditionally lend you money on. So I can essentially find these properties, find people who are motivated to sell, and be like, here, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to inspect your home. I'd be happy to represent you as a real estate agent. I'm also going to give you a cash offer. We're going to figure out what's best for you, whether the cash offer makes the most sense, whether it makes sense for us to do a short sale or just sell it. And I think that's going to be how I drive business to the real estate business. And hopefully I can get some leads through that for some investment properties. So that's kind of my plan as of right now, but I don't want to get too caught up in the future, because right now I really need to get this module 1 done. So yeah, I look forward to checking in next Friday. I'll have to really get going, put in some work this week, get a bunch of progress made on this module. Got some kind of errands and just busy work to do as well. Hopefully I can get some of that done today. And then also some discipline items, just things to make me a little bit more disciplined, a little bit more productive. So we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping to come back next Friday with all of this completed, and hopefully even some of the optional goals completed as well. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this year. I think it's going to be a good one. Really not too much else to say. Yeah. Well, it's been real. See you next week, and I'll let you know how everything's going. Hopefully y'all can keep me accountable a little bit as I'm going through this. This is also kind of a way for me to just document my progress, kind of like where I'm at mentally with everything. But I'm feeling good after my vacation. I'm nice and recharged. I'm ready to just hit the ground running this year and get to it. So I'm probably about to start getting done with some of these just like busy work type of items, get everything figured out. And then hopefully this week I can really lock in and get this module 1, some progress made in there. Yeah, it's probably not going to be crazy busy at work, just because we are kind of in that holiday winter season, so the real estate industry is a bit slow. However, that does kind of work in my advantage, because I'll be able to have lots of time to make progress on the course. It'll probably be hard to hit that goal of investing $2,500 this month, just because it is going to be a little bit slow at work, so my paychecks may be a bit small. But that's really not a big deal. As long as I can get this goal done, I think the rest of these are not going to be too hard. I think they're all going to be pretty achievable as long as I just lock in and just stay consistent. So yeah, I'll see you next Friday. Hopefully with all of this completed. But yeah, here's the day 1 of the Charlie Morgan Challenge, the second day of 2026. Yeah, let's get it. Peace out.